Yeah, RJ's great. Thank you. Yeah, that's my
Awesome.
birth name. My parents were hippies. So
No worries, no worries.
God forgives you no matter what you do.
It is awakening.
Well, good evening. My name is Nigel Chambers. I'm from Big Go Belt Media. RJ, thank you for the time today. Very excited to talk about your new film, Crescent City, coming to theaters, on demand, and digital August 16th. How are you doing?
yeah, good, man. Thank you. Very excited.
I need to pull back the curtains a little bit before we get started today. I need to know the timeline here. When did this started? When did you start it filming? When did it go into post-production and everything? I could imagine there might have been some challenges in getting this one out. Thankful we do have a release date. Thankful the world will get a chance to check this one out. But I'm kind of curious about what was the uphill challenges in terms of getting to this point.
I'll be honest, it was kind of a very fast turnaround for this one. We had the script developed in 2019, and then it kind of got put on hold because of the COVID and everything else, and then the SAG strike that was happening. But during the strike, we found Terrence that was interested in the lead character, Brian Sutter, and that happened fairly quick. So Terrence read it, and we were literally in production two and a half months later. So we started prep in August after we got our SAG waiver, and we started shooting in September of last year. And that was how
Got
quick.
it.
And we also only had 15 and a half days. We had 16 days in our schedule to shoot this film because we didn't get our waiver in time. So we had less prep. So finally we got the waiver and we had 2.5 weeks left to prep. And then
Yeah.
we had to shoot the film. So, and then the actors were going to different things. And so we had to cram the schedule in. And Terrence and Esai and Alec and Nikki were rock stars. They came in and they brought it. And we flew through some scenes more than others because we had to on our schedule. But I'm very happy how it turned out, and they really brought it. I mean, I could be honest, I could use almost every take we took of the performances, and it was just more of the nitpicking it because the actors were phenomenal.
I have so many comments there. Yeah, first of all, just hats off to you all for getting this done. I had already kind of assumed there might have been multiple challenges, even going back to the pandemic. But yeah, everybody here in your cast has been booked and busy. So
Yeah,
to kind of sneak in another project here, and in all fairness, in all due respect, with independent films, it is a measure of how they prioritize the other films in order to clear their availability. So that's already a win right there on the books. The second thing I have to say as a critic here is when you do have these big actors, now there's times where folks sign on and they just get a check. They get their name on the key art. That essentially sells the film. They in there for about a good 3 or 4 minutes, and then it's pieces and they're off to the bank.
yeah,
There's I was not expecting performances from the likes of Terrence, Eastside, Alec, even Nikki, all coming in and really giving it their all. You beat me to the punch there, but let's revisit that notion that you made a second ago. Truly, knowing that you had this cast right here at your fingertips here, and them not even bringing their 100% effort, but their 110% effort for you, just as a director. What's the excitement? What's the joy? What were some of the moments that you just really sat back and was like, wow, like, yeah, we're doing this?
I'll tell you, it was the first even scene was shot in the movie. I'm sitting back and I'm watching Terrence sit on the steps there with Nikki Whelan in that scene, and I'm just watching and I'm just like, dude. I mean, it was such a. I mean, you're an audience, right? I felt so lucky to have this cast, like you said. I mean, all that could work at the same time, and they're so like just Terrence has the highest IQ. The guy is so smart. He's such a good family man too. He's so cool, and he's been around forever. And the guy, he's an Oscar nominated actor. He's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Just same thing with Alec and Esai. It's like you sit back. So in the beginning, we all talked about the character and I told them the story I wanted to tell. And then they told me kind of how they saw their character and they asked questions and we just collaborated. And I got to be honest, what you saw there was a collaboration of all of us getting along and agreeing on things and giving the freedom to my actors to do their thing. I mean, you don't really direct much of Alec and Terrence and Esai. You more kind of tweak things and give them your take on it, but they just bring it. And
Yeah.
I give my actors the freedom. I cast them knowing what they're going to give me already. They're giving me Terrence Howard, and he brought it, like you said, man. It's funny, like you nailed on there. I mean, Terrence brought it hard. Like he was so passionate. There was a scene where we were shooting, and he's like, we stopped the scene. He's like, "Yo, it doesn't feel right." I'm like, "You're right, because it's not like it's just not working." And then he goes, "Da, da, da," and he came to this great idea, and it fixed the entire scene. And I'm like, "That's the pros you work with. That they got your back too, right?" So
Yeah.
we had a great support system with each other on this one, and I got very lucky for that.
Yeah, we got to keep it. We got to keep it 100 here with Terrence. Terrence is very vocal about his selection in terms of the projects that he wants to be involved with. So getting him to come on and again 110%. I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't get this lucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and it's funny with an independent film, right? It's not like we were buying the actors because we didn't have a big budget. But like I said, it was a labor of love, man. And I wish I had, every director will say this, but I wish I would have had even 4 more days with this cast. We would have
Yeah.
had. It was such a good experience with them and so much fun, and everyone felt it from the top down, man. The whole crew. It was great.
Yeah. The film definitely jumps amongst a couple of different genres, but the one thing I really want to talk about is the themes of the film. And one thing I thought that not only kind of left me invested even after the film went off but also just an important theme overall in society, and it's the redemption theme. With Terrence's character here, and
Mhm.
I don't want to give anything away, but like we see him go down a very interesting journey. He battles some PTSD. He's a family man. I even thought the moments where you see him bonded with his daughter was so big and so impactful, even though they were very small and only just a few of them. But with Brian, we truly are on the back of this character's ride this entire time, even to the closing moments where you're sort of left wondering what's not just the resolve for the film, but what's the moral resolve for this character, for everything that the character's been through, even making a potential career decision at the end that kind of came back into fold, and the family is there to bear witness. I wonder for you as the director, what was the story that you wanted to tell with Brian in terms of redemption?
Yeah, so Brian's character, he's the everyday guy that's has the temptations in life, right? And you make one stupid decision and it could just domino affect the rest of your life, career-wise, family, everything. And so it's about fighting good versus evil, and it's like the two sides of you, right? Like
Yeah,
you can choose to run that red light or not, right?
yeah,
Like the things you want to do, and it's about choices, and it's also temptation and the world around us in society and the challenges of your career and your partner and everyone else around you. And so that's why we even have the church against the satanic church, right? So you have all these different things thrown at you to choose who you want to be.
yeah,
And the one mistake he had on his case from 12 months prior is haunting him. And it no matter what you do, your past will come and catch up to you, right?
yeah,
And that's what this story tells. It's also within all of that, you have a serial killer ravaging, and it could be him, it could be not. You don't know.
yeah,
Everyone's a suspect until the
yeah.
end, and you don't know what gender it is or nothing. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
was like, I like how you just like very subtly throw this like psychological thriller aspect into all of the horror that's all around with the crime thriller drama aspect. I was just like, oh wow, they really are tapping in so many genres, and it works very fluently. That's
thank
also
you.
something I got to tip my hat to. Is like that's not always a home run, That sometimes can be a little bit of like way too many ideas in the pot at the same time, but this one absolutely worked. So yeah, hats off to you there.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
Um,
we definitely took chances, right, with certain things. You have to, right? You have to just kind of take a leap of faith and
yeah,
just it's going to work. And then the actors really brought their own instincts to it that saved the movie, in my opinion.
yeah. Low key, I thought it was like hilarious because a lot of people like to kind of nod at the church in terms of being like a very holy but like safe place. And I like how in the very beginning of this film, we're going to make sure we introduce that temptation exists everywhere. And I was like, oh, all right. At that moment, I was like, oh, wow, we're about to go on a ride with this one here.
Well, I don't know if you noticed it, but I purposely did this in the opening church scene. You see the entire like audience, right?
Yeah.
It's a big church with not a lot of people in it, which shows this town has been losing faith.
Ah, okay, okay. Good point there. Good point.
Yeah,
See,
so
that's why
that
these
was a little
interviews are
hidden thing
important.
I added to the film to kind of show like there is a lot of that going on. Like more people are looking at science and religion these days, And there is that good versus evil constantly going on, and you know, all religions, right? Like I just think that was a part of the storytelling was this small town was having a lot of faith problems, and that's why the Satanic Church was trying to come in and take over.
Yeah. Let me get a last question in really quickly here. So Alec Baldwin, it's good to see him back on the screen and all things that's happening with him. That's his personal stuff and whatnot. But having him in the film absolutely just takes the film to the next level. Can you talk about having him a part of this and just what did it mean to be able to get somebody who's just a phenomenal actor for everything that's involved right now in the world, but just to be able to have this moment to showcase his talent?
Yeah, him coming, Alec Baldwin coming in and playing Captain Howell was a dream come true. The guy, his body of work is phenomenal. He's also a family man. He's got 7 kids. He's just a great guy once you get to know him. And you know, that never came up through the entire time we were together. But I'll tell you, like this guy, he cares and he brings it. And it just watching him work was so much fun. And working with him on the scenes and him throwing out ideas that were just his instinct is always right, you know. So it was just fun, man. I mean, I'm so happy that he's working and he's moving forward in his life. And him and I hopefully will be definitely working together again soon. I keep things private until things are cast, but yeah, he's a great guy and a good man, and I look forward to working with him again. It was a pleasure.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, RJ, I'm looking forward to seeing you back to work very soon. This was a
Thank you.
phenomenal film. I'm absolutely a fan from this point on. Crescent City comes to theaters on demand and digital August 16th, folks. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait for you to see my next one.
Oh, there we go. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to end, but you do got a lot in the pipeline there. So I just want folks to know to keep an eye out for my guy right here. If he ain't directing or producing, there is a lot coming. I'll be back to talk about that very soon.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, later.